like they get paid just to limit you. You know what I believe? I believe that if you study hard and you work harder, that, well, the sky's the limits. You see, at Ball for Life, we believe anything's possible.
Oh, that was crazy. Yo, bro, was like that, yo, son. So he was like 10 feet above the ground.
What's good, my guy? How you?
Oh, man, I'm blessed. I don't have no complaints, man. Enjoying life.
We had that Teddy Riley effect going on, you know?
Oh, I said, damn, man, still using that Boost Mobile, huh?
Hey, yo, you was there. You know what it is.
Hey, man, I ain't mad.
You definitely was there, big baby. I definitely appreciate this opportunity, bro. And, you know, things was moving so fast where just like, I just was talking to Neil and Mo Elrod.
Oh, okay, slow-mo.
Yeah, slow-mo. And Elito.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
And we were just chopping it up to where he was asking me a question like, you know, as far as the peak of that tour and when did you see things, when did I see things going left field? I told him, I said, you know, things was happening so fast where I couldn't give him an answer, but when you sit back and you could come up with different things with different signs, but we was having so much fun, man. And you know, we never looked at you as the security.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? That's big baby, that's bruh. Because at the end of the day, anybody can say they're security, but I'm gonna see how they move.
Right.
You feel me? And we, like I told you, we gonna rock with you.
Right.
If something was to pop off,
straight up,
we might well be on your payroll too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also, man, you guys gotta understand, man, I lived through you guys. So like, it was like the more fun you guys are having, I'm having just as much as fun. But it's just making more sure of the liability standpoint to make sure that, you know, we don't mess the money up was more of my concern. You know, like
exactly.
At the end of the day, like, yeah, let's have fun. Let's live this life. And trust me, like, and I can sit back, like how you said, just to say right now, like when it went left. And I was like, even with Headache, you know, I was with Headache every single day. You know, that first one, I'd be like, hey, Headache, don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. He's like, no, like, hey, bro, don't do that. You know, like, just because, you know, I know the big picture. I'm always looking at the big picture.
Word up. Real quick, before we start, just give your name, you know, where you from, and just for those that don't know, who is Big Baby, you know?
All right, my name is Lonnie Southall. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I got the name Big Baby from AO because as soon as we used to get on the bus, I used to go right to sleep. Like a baby. Like, I'll be tired, I'm going to bed. But yeah, man, I'm a product of, you know, prayer. I remember we used to go to the shoe warehouse to get the DVDs for the mixtape tour. And I remember, like, I was a Nike guy. My whole life, Jordan, everything. But you had to buy the N1 shoes to get the DVD. And I remember I went and bought the shoes to get the DVD, and it just changed my life. And I remember telling my dad, I said, "Hey, Pop, put this on your prayer list. I don't know how you gonna make, how the Lord gonna make it happen, but I'm gonna be a part of this thing." And it's just funny how, you know, God works in mysterious ways. But man, it was still like, you know, one of the best tours of my life.
And you've been around different, you know, we hood celebs, but I don't want to use that word with you. You've been around some good people who
just, you
put
know,
life in your hands.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So, you know, I own my own security company. My company is called My Brother's Keeper. And basically we take care of the likes of, you know, Drake, Bruno Mars, Pink. You know, we have a whole Foo Fighters, whole slew of clients. So, you know, I've been with everybody, anybody who's somebody. Most of them I've been connected in, you know, somehow. And then running the Great Western Forum in Inglewood, I was director of security there for a long time. So everybody came through, did concerts, shows through there. And that's how I ended up getting connected with N1, because when before they started getting ready to do the big arenas, I met Norman Smith, who was going to be in charge of security.
Big Norm.
Yeah, Big Norm, and he was coming through LA, and he was like, you think I'm about to do this N1 mixtape? Would you want to do it? Like, hell yeah. And
that prayer was asked, that prayer was answered.
Yeah, and I never looked back, man. That was 20 years ago. I left it for him, and I've just been living a great life ever since.
Let me ask you, being that it was something new, like far as, of course we didn't invent street basketball, but as far as that tour, when Norm first came to you and you saw the players, you saw, like, what was your take on this? Or was you just fresh how we didn't know what was going to happen? Like, what was your take?
Well, you got to understand, like, I had already, know the dynamics of you guys, because I knew your whole story. I knew everything about y'all. Y'all didn't know me, but I was a student of the game. I knew, the rim falling on your head, you dunking over motorcycles. I knew you from New Jersey. I knew you. New York people don't give nobody outside New York no respect, but they showed you mad love. So I knew every single person's story. So, and then also I knew the business aspect of it. So I couldn't get caught up as being a fan of you guys.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fine line from like, just let them dudes do what they want to do, to like, hey, I have somebody in my ear telling me, hey, we need to go to the next city. Go get them right now. Let's go right now. And it's like, oh, okay. Stuff like that.
How was you able to deal with everybody character? Like, what word I'm looking for? Everybody's, because that's like, it's like being a teacher. Right. And everybody have a whole different, what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, everybody have different, it's a bunch of different characters. You know what I'm saying?
Characters, I'm looking for that word. It's like character, but how was you able to, because you couldn't deal with Sauce or Ayo, like each individual had a different character of who they are. And how was it? Was that hard for you, or was that easy for you to just say, you know what, I'm gonna treat everybody the same?
I think it was kind of
personality. Somebody just said it, personality, dealing with different personalities. It
was definitely, it was hard at first, because again, like it's my perception of you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like my perception of you, like going in is like, oh, this dude crazy. You know what I'm saying? But really, you was very educated, got a lot of sense, very business minded. And like, people always, somebody asked me like, well, why you always calling Wally Bishop? And it was like, I always call you Wally Bishop because like Tupac and Juice, like no matter what city we went in, you had the juice. You know what I'm saying? Like you might show up, we'll show up. And by the time game time, you got like 20 dudes from that city, like with you, you know what I'm saying? And it won't let, nothing happen to you. You in the club, like they'll call me and be like, hey, we going to the club. First thing I say is, is the man going? They be like, yeah. I was like, all right, I can sit this one out, because I see how good. You know what I'm saying? But it's just...
Well, Shane was wondering that. Shane was going to ask you that, why you call me Wally Bishop. I said, I'm going to let Big Baby handle that. And it's crazy because whatever plug I had, Shane had the plug. So, right. Or vice versa. He knew somebody, I knew somebody, and our whole thing was, the old saying, real recognize real.
Right. And then that...
He was able to link up and...
Also, like that Skip incident, that's when I really knew, like when the Skip thing went down in L.A., and I was like, oh, it's really Wally Bishop. That look in your eye, man. People always ask me, like, man, what happened? Why was, what was it? And was it about jealousy? I said, nah, it was never about jealousy.
No.
I was like, listen, man. I said, man, like, no matter where we go, it's like, to be honest with you, I try to carry myself just like you carry yourself. Like I said, like anywhere we went, we can be in Kansas City, we can be anywhere. We in Brazil, no matter where we are, people respect you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like, oh, I'm the biggest, toughest, I knock out anybody. No, it's not that. It's a respect. You know what I'm saying? You go in with respect, people show you the same respect. And so you good anywhere, and that's what it was about.
No, I appreciate that, man. I say, you know what? When Shane asked you that, I was like, I know why he called me that, but I'm gonna let Big Baby answer. Wally Bishop, because I ain't gonna front from day one. He was like, yo, Wally Bishop, and I was like, yo, and then you broke it down to me. And I was like, don't look at it like that. I just want to go out, have a good time, and at the end of the day, like you said, it was our job to go out there, put on the show, play ball, do what we got to do. But also, we had a job. You guys had a job. And I say you personally because you spend a lot of time with us off the court, you and Angry Man.
Yeah.
You know, Norm, boss man, you know, hey, if Norm had to come to you and say it was a problem, it had to be a problem.
Right.
Because y'all held it down. You know what I mean? So
can you remember when we was doing Bus Wars? We did Bus Wars and like and
they got mad and they started taking it to a whole nother level or something.
And then when the Flash bed got flipped over and they came to me and then he came to me, he was like, hey, somebody gotta go home. And I was like, man, just let it go. He was like, no, man, this is going too far. And I was like, and I kept trying to be like, oh man, I take care of it. He's like, bro, I knew it was serious once he said, and they got it on video. I was like, oh man, like, oh.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Word. The bus floor. I remember that. That's right. Yeah, they said we had it on video, this, that, and third. You know what? To look back, I put myself in your shoes, right? Yeah, you had to, every day, right? You had to get up and say, I know something gonna happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like some, whether it's good, bad, but because you got a bunch of personalities, bro, and everybody brought something different to the table. I guess you probably was like, well, who's gonna be the day that's gonna do something different?
No,
It's
just all respect though. Like it's really because after a while, once y'all got to know me, at first it was kind of like I remember AO didn't talk to me the whole first year. AO didn't talk to me. Y'all was doing I think it was in San Diego somewhere, and y'all was doing an autograph signing. And you know how AO would take the pen and they'd be like, let's go. And then AO would take the pen and walk all the way, leave.
Walk the line.
Well, see, but he don't understand the business aspect of it is like when we late to that next city, production got to load in, it costs more money. But they don't sit down and break that down to you. So all he have here is me telling them, hey, we got to go. But he's trying to do his thing with the fans. And it's like, listen, I'm not the police. I'm not the farm police. I'm just telling you, like, from the business aspect of it. And once everybody see whatever I was telling them was in their best interest, then I had no problem. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
Like if I say, hey man, we need to go, everybody go leave. And, then they might ask later, like, well, why did we leave? I was just like, but they was respectful because they knew I don't care about their best interest.
Because you, Angry Man was different.
Yeah.
Like Angry Man was more like, fuck you want to stay, goddamn it, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm out of the buck with you. But you was more like, I knew me saying, hey, we all knew that. Once Big Baby said, yo, it's time to move, because you already done gave us leeway.
Yeah.
Like, yo, all right, it's time to roll. We out. You know what I mean? Because I know at that point, like, it's time to go,
Right, because...
But Angry Man was different. Angry Man say, well, shit. But they gonna leave me too. That's my man, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I always, like I say, I never looked at you as like, yo, that's security.
No.
Like, nah, like you, good man, good brother, like big bro. Like, we looked out for each other. And it just, sometimes a person gotta have a title. But I never looked at you as like, yo, that's security. All I knew is that something pop off, we all gonna get paid tonight to be security. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's how it was, man. It was, and that again, I cannot stress enough. Like, I just lived through y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, I lived through y'all. That was my life. So I looked at it like that. Like, hey, we gotta go. Being from South Central, I grew up, two blocks from where the ride started. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm from that environment where, hey, we need to go. You know what I'm saying?
What city you from? You from Compton?
No, I'm from LA. It's, Florence and Normandy is where the riot started when they snatched around the
okay, yeah.
Right by the crib. So that's where I grew up at. I grew up in that area. That's not far from where, Nipsey, God rest his soul, that's where it's pretty much same area, But yeah, definitely.
So when did you... Saying funny as hell. Say, I want to see Big Baby break something though.
Come on, man. You want to, Shane, I got one for you. Just go type in, go Google Bruno Mars security PTSD. That's all you go do. Go do that. Go Google that.
You went rowdy on somebody?
That's all you gotta do. It never. Every once in a while, you gotta slap the shit out of somebody and let them know you still got it.
Somebody home know, or sometimes they think our kindness is our weakness, and then they find out it's the opposite. Then they say he's the coolest guy I ever met.
Come on.
We should have to take it there, you know.
Right.
But I do know this. When you was talking about earlier about, you know, we all had a job to do. You was teaching us that, you know, we could have fun, but also a business side. You saved pharmacists. He did something with some smoke bombs or firecrackers and something.
They showed that on ESPN. They used to show that in the beginning, like, and we was at a truck stop. I think it was like in Buffalo somewhere. I know we was in Buffalo. I remember being in New York. Was in a truck stop, and the pharmacist, that's what he was trying to get on, and he let a smoke bomb. And we was doing bus wars at the time, and he put a smoke bomb inside the damn gas station in the truck stop.
Oh my God!
And Adam Sigley, everybody started running, and then they send the most racist police in the world. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And so
they want to raid the bus. They want to raid the bus.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, you can't do that. I know the rights. I said, listen. He was like, why are you getting angry? I said, brother, look at me. My hands are in my pocket. I'm not a threat to you. I said, but I also know the law. Like, we live on them buses. Like, those ain't like a vehicle. Like, we live on there, and you can't get on there unless you got a search warrant. And he said, well, I can make you guys stay here all night till I get one. I said, well, you do that. I said, but you're not getting on that bus. I said, but if I knew who threw the smoke bomb, they'd be right here in front of you. But outside of that, what you want me to do?
You definitely held it down. I tell you what. I know our bus couldn't have got searched, bro.
Yeah, I don't even want to say on record what y'all had on that bus.
Hey, Shane said, Big Baby, did you think we smoked a lot of weed?
Oh, man. That's so much weed. Like, I wouldn't even walk on y'all bus. I get high, y'all don't even be smoking. Like, the residual effect of the weed that gets you high.
Hey, if the police would have came on that bus, all you can say is, damn, yo, half the tour is gone.
The dog would have got sick. The dog would have got on there and threw up. But then, it was great, man. It was just like we said, like, once the sponsors and all that stuff started to come in, and I just wanted everybody to sit back, and like you said, man, this stuff was happening so fast, and it was more so of just getting everybody to sit back and look at the big picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always equate it to, like, have you ever seen the movie Colors? And you had the old cop and Pac-Man. And kind of like, you guys was young, but y'all kind of like Pac-Man, when y'all running down, and you only go hit one, you know? And it's like, wait, no, come look at it from this view, and when you can walk down, and we're gonna get all of it, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no way in hell you could have told me in 2002, 2003, that and one wouldn't still be here today. There's no way in hell you could have told me that.
That's like what I told Neil. I was like, you know, for me personally, you don't really understand what evolved from when it's over with. Right. When you sit back and be like, but it's all a grooming process, you know, and then like, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of spiritual too, where I'm the one who brought prayer to the team. Right. You know, we used to get in the huddle and we used to pray. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even though I might do some candy stuff or be whatever, but I also had that limit of, you know, how far I would go or whatever, because I got, you know, that faith and this and the third. But if we would have known what we knew now,
come on,
either it wouldn't have lasted as long or it would still be here. Because like I said, it's a learning experience. It's bigger than the game. We all knew that. It was bigger than the game.
Come on.
And I told Neil, when we was talking about as far as what we did for the culture, I told Neil, really for me, I think 40% of what our contributions was to the culture was on the court. The other 60%, our contribution to the culture was what we was doing. Like, you in the barbershops with us, you going to the hospitals with us, you going, you know, less fortunate that with us. That is the part of the culture that was more, the game was nothing. Like, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We play ball. You know, that's easy. But how can we embrace it and give people opportunities? Like I tell people, when someone goes to an event, everybody that goes to that event may not be there to see the running back or the quarterback or the forward or the center or the guard. Some may want to be the security guy.
Right.
Some may want to be the timekeeper.
Right.
Some may want to be the owner.
Right. Right.
So my thing was, what I commend y'all on is that everybody was that MVP of what they do.
Right.
Like, Big Baby ain't coming out there shaking nobody, trying to throw oof. Yo, y'all put y'all black, I think it was MPB.
Yeah, MPB, yes, sir.
Y'all stayed in the linen joints.
Yeah.
Cause y'all wasn't no regular security. We wouldn't use that word.
Oh,
like
no.
y'all was on some, hold up. I see who in these stands, and we not coming out here with no shirt on the back that say security. Yo, y'all had linen suits on, bro.
Right. And it's almost like the Nation of Islam. When you see the Nation of Islam come, they got on them suits. You ain't messing with them. You like, yo, that's a deterrent in itself. Like, hold on, these brothers already unified. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is. Y'all in uniform, we unified. It's like, yo, we and you know, KP was a maniac, but for the most part, you know, we was
KP.
Kenny
I remember him. He stole my phone. No, listen, hold on.
Yeah.
So listen, you know what? I ain't gonna say that. Listen. I ain't gonna say he stole my phone. He found the phone and didn't know it was mine. I'll just say that. We was in Memphis. And I'm gonna tell you something. I wasn't mad that he found the phone and didn't know it was mine. You know what I was mad about? I was mad because
he knew
I had pictures from the Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
At the Lorraine Hotel.
Uh-huh.
I had pictures in there from that, and how I found
the
out
pictures to know it's yours.
That's why I was like, whoever they can keep the phone. But I remember coming from the club, and I told my man, I said, yo, pull over, yo. I go to the bathroom. So he pulls over. I get out. I get back in the car. I said, bruh, of all the places I could have went to the bathroom, I can't pee right here, man. He was like, what you mean? And he from out there. I said, y'all can't go. Yo, it was the Lorraine Hotel. So you remember when And1 took us to the Alamo?
Yeah.
These are the things people don't know how I get down, like who I am, not who they portray me to be. So when we all went to the Alamo, I went to them and said, listen, we all took a trip to the Alamo with the team. I said, last night, I mistakenly bumped into the Lorraine Motel. Can we go there? And then we went there to that tour.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that would make sense. And that's the thing. People don't.
Crazy.
This is the thing. What the crazy thing was, it's like perception, right? You guys was on TV 5 nights, 6 nights a week on ESPN every night. So, you know, to whom much is given, much is expected. So when we go to these cities, you know, people think, you know, y'all millionaires, y'all rock stars because y'all on TV every night. There wasn't no social media. We had
That's crazy.
In MySpace.
Black Planet in MySpace.
That's it. That's it. That's how I met my baby mama on tour, on the N1 tour.
What?
On MySpace, when MySpace first came
out. Salud. Wow.
When it first came out.
Hold up. So look, hold up. So you was that guy that would go into the joint and get the itinerary to see the area code, the zip code, and type it in.
As soon as we get the tour book, get the tour book, I put that area code in there and cut and paste the message. I just copy and paste. You send it to 100 of them, 20 of them go say, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, yo. Wow, look at G-Lock. G-Lock said me too.
Oh, man, me and G-Lock, awesome, man. G-Lock my dude, man. That's
for sure, bro. I was telling Neil that if I'm just talking about from like, and I say this being humble, like if you took away, basically, I'm gonna just say how important that basketball. I'm talking about basketball sport. What that ball did for us, man. Like if you take the basketball away, there wouldn't have been no tour. There wouldn't have been, you know, we wouldn't need security. So it's what that ball took us around the world.
Come on.
And not only that, but that basketball and the creator allowed us to be a connection with the communities, man, with the less fortunate. Being able to meet a brother like yourself.
Right.
You know, we're talking about damn near 20 years ago.
Right.
It's 2020, and we having a conversation right now. Like to me, yes, Mr. Naismith invented basketball. Thank him. But who invented basketball? Right. Moving it a football, a baseball, a soccer ball.
Right.
Because that ball, bro, have took me around the world, man.
And you gotta understand, man, like it's even more powerful than that because, you know, even like with music, you know, like what I learned, you know, being with Bruno, all these different people, you might go to a place and they know, they don't even speak English, but they know every word to the song. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that to say, like, even with this, you know, with basketball, some people might be racist, right? But they don't look at Michael Jordan as black. They don't look at you as black. They look at you as a person because you out there, you know, you like, they idolizing you. They're a fan of you. You know, they stop and think. They stop for a second like, damn, man, but he black. You know what I'm saying? You don't like black people, but he black. No, that's Maine though. You know what I'm saying? That's Jordan. Right. That's Michael Jackson. It's just that street ball was just as big as that. You know what I'm saying? Like people did not think about, you know, you guys as a race, as this, as that. I remember we'd go into Dykeman, we go to these different places, right? Professor be the only white person in a 20-mile radius.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And he'd be the only white person in some of these hoods and some of these places we went to, and he'd show up every time.
And that ball had no color. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
This weather's so crazy, bro. I got the windows up and the doors. I need to put the central air on, man. Like, I know tomorrow gonna be 30 degrees. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I live in Vegas, so it's about 80 something. 90.
Oh, you're in Vegas now?
Yeah, I've been here for a couple years now.
What was it like, as far as growing up in LA? And did you play any sports? And when did you know that you want to be like? Basically, you know, people rely on you to take a bullet for them, to protect them, to put your life in there, put their life in your hands. Like, when did you play sports? What was you like when you was 12, 13, 14, 15?
Oh yeah, no, I played sports.
And how did you get into security?
I got into security by accident, but I played sports. I was four-sport letterman in college, and in high school. I played football, and I played football and basketball. And that was the good thing is, like, basketball is like I played for a guy named John Dahl, and they in our league. It was in Moreno Valley. It's a lot of big people come out of there, like Ed Gray. You know, you had like Corey Benjamin. You had a bunch of people. You know, Henry Mercadale. Different people come out of there, so it was a good league to play in. And I just love basketball so much. But you know, football, you know, definitely came natural. But it was my way out too, because you know, you got to cross through all these hoods. You know how it is in the hood. You know, I live in, you know, A-Tray hood, right? But I go to Locke High School, you know, and it's in Watts. So I got to cross 10 different hoods to get to school. But the only thing that lets you give you a pass in the hood is that football helmet. You know.
So you didn't have to join any gang, or you was affiliated?
No, I didn't have to because I was an athlete.
You was an athlete.
Like,
see, that's the difference now.
Yeah.
That's when you know, the East Coast, they got the all this gang stuff kind of later on, but you know, for me personally, my crew, like, we had crews, you know,
right? And
my crews, they protected me,
right? So
now it seems like the athlete is being embraced to be involved with the negative stuff that's going on, you know,
right?
So like what you're saying is, I definitely could relate to it because, you know, you said you're in this neighborhood, because y'all go by neighborhoods.
Right.
You gotta go from this neighborhood, through this neighborhood, that neighborhood. It had to be something. Either you was involved or you was an athlete.
Right. It was no two. It was definitely no two. And I didn't learn, like how you just said it, I didn't learn that until, you know, going to New York. Like, cause it's totally different on the East Coast than it is the West Coast. It's like, man, it's like apples and mixed vegetables, you know, in comparison. Like the first time I was like, when I got to New York, I was like, man, take me shopping, man. I'm ready to go shopping. I want to go to Fat Joe's. I want everything. I think I spent all my money I made on the tour in New York.
You couldn't wait. I mean, we was like 100,000 miles away. You like, yo, we get to New York, yo. So I said, yo, you right, we out. We gonna do it, yo. Word up.
I was waiting for that my whole life. You know what I'm saying? And but just hanging out, God rest his dead, man, hanging out with Alimo. And I remember we was in Harlem going to different places. We'd go, he'd knock on somebody's screen door, and they hand us some fish out the side door. They had some fish, fried fish. He like, oh, we gonna go down here. And we walking down the street, and his man to just give him a band, you know, I don't even know, it's like thousands of dollars. Man just hit him with a band. I'm like, I said, what's that for? He said, man, that's so I don't, you know, get in the streets. You know what I'm saying? They give me money so I don't go to that life, to keep me away from that life. And I was like, shit, that's amazing.
Word up, man.
That was amazing to me. Yeah. So,
that's how it's supposed to be, you know. It's supposed to man, it's just like, see, it's crazy, man, for you to come from where the banging and the gangs and stuff started. Oh, yeah. But everybody, if you notice, and you actually saw it with your own eyes,
right?
It seemed like people, I'm gonna just say people of color, right?
Right.
It seemed like we always take the negative out of something, because from what I understand, you know, my homies in Compton, you know, Bompton, most Pyru cats, I take from the gang from what it was supposed to be about. You know, brotherly love, override depression, and, you know, CRIP, community restoration and progress.
Right.
And all the negative things, I think of all the positive things.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And somehow, some way, man, like, I don't know. I know they did it years ago in the 80s. I think it was a truce, but
yeah,
we're not winning that battle, yo.
No, not at all. And the crazy thing is just like, okay, I live in where I grew up, the hood, my hood, or where I live, because that's where they associate you with, is on the borderline of where Nipsey is. Nipsey, you know, from Rolling 60. But I have family over there, and why would I unite with a gang where I live and I can't go over there to see my family? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, I want to be, you know, be able to move. You know, like, so
we call it 550, being neutral.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be able to, you know, go on where the blood's at. I want to be able to go to the Crips at and not be worried about, you know, oh, I see him over there on, you know, I never wanted to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? And until we fix that, you know, we ain't gonna get, and I don't like to preach about that, but until we fix that, man, nobody ain't gonna help us. Like, we can want the police and all the brutality stuff to stop and all that stuff, but until we fix that ourselves, they ain't gonna help us.
When they started that movement where it said Black Lives Matter, right?
Right.
I was like, to who? So it has to matter to us
first, yeah.
For us to be respected from others. And you've been around me, I've been around you. Ain't no, I don't want nobody looking at this or listening to this. There ain't no racism, nothing like that.
At all.
Talk about facts. If a person look at how we treat one another, they're not gonna have respect for us, because they say, yo, they gonna do it anyway. We just helping them out and shit. You know what I'm saying? So until we have, it start with, like, you can't learn how to love no one unless you love yourself.
Right.
Self-preservation, you know?
Right.
You have to.
Right.
Other than that, we could go to the Willie Doctrine syndrome and all that. Maybe that was 40 years ago. But at the end of the day, man, we got to show compassion for one another. Where they say, I want for my brother what I want for myself. Like, those little things that's corny, that shit save lives.
Hey, man, listen. And that's why, if you know, follow me on social media, I care about people. You know what I'm saying? When I see people, like, you can't travel. I've been traveling the world 20 years, all over the world, friends, all different countries. Man, you can't go around here just saying, well, I'm black and I'm gonna help black people or whatever. Like, it just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, again, like, I'm not that guy to be preaching, but listen, in America, 21 black people kill 21 black people every single day. Until we fix that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like you stepping on a roach in your house or something. That's how they
we should have been for us, a color, we should have been social distancing. Like, yo, like, it's so much a person can learn from this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they say we are worst enemy.
Right.
You know, it's like, what they say, crabs in a barrel mentality, you know? But these are things that we can fix.
Right.
We can't look at the government. We can't look at, you know, this group or that group, because what happens is people who don't come from what a lot of our backgrounds that we come from, they deal with our issues from a statistic point.
Right.
numbers.
Right.
We deal with it through the passion, through the love, and through actually physically going through it.
Right.
So my point, what I'm saying is that we are the ones who have to help fix our, what I call the inner city ills.
Right.
You know, this is 2020. This is United States of America. What the fuck is the inner city, B? Like an inner city? Like you feel what I'm saying? It don't matter where one live. I tell people, we create the environment. We have to sit back and say, hold up. If I come out my house and I throw my trash, right? That person come out, throw their trash. Now, a neutral person come through the neighborhood, they'll say, oh, it's dirty over here. Well, who did that?
Right, we did it.
That ain't normal.
Right.
Abnormal things is happening in our communities to where we think is normal. So what we have to do, brothers like you and others, with we have to somehow help change the cultural thinking.
Right. And it's just hard because like people just, I mean, they're focused on the wrong thing, man. Like we caught up in a society that's about instant gratification. They want to. You know how people be like. They get on the bus today. They want to be where you are. Like, and it's like, bro, they don't know what you put in to be main event. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know like your vision, your goal. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, I can put you on. I can put you on, right? I can hand you success, but you didn't know what it take to get there. You ain't gonna keep it.
And you ain't gonna respect it
at all. You know, everybody gotta take the stairs. Like, no matter what, like you have to take the stairs to get it in order to know what to do with it.
Because it's like, let's talk about like education quick. So what you learn here, right, and retain it. Ain't no boxing one defense, ain't no 3-2 defense, 2-3 zone can take that. So if someone just gave it to me, I don't care about getting the grades. I don't care about going to class because at the end of the day, I'm gonna get an A anyway.
Right.
But if I gotta go study and learn and be a good student, a student athlete, I'm going to ace this test because it wasn't given to me. So,
right.
so your reward, just like in life, where the person believes, this is to the believers.
Right.
In life, we're judged on what we do in life. That dash, it got a born date, it got a dash, it got an end date that none of us know, year or whatever.
Right.
Well, your story and what you do is that dash.
Right.
So they say, if you do the right thing, you will go above. If you do the wrong thing, you will go down below. Now, I don't know nobody who went to either one.
Right. Right.
Nobody went to neither one and say, yo, you feel me?
Right.
My thing is, I just try to have my good overweigh my bad.
That's all you can do. You just try to be righteous. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, God know your heart. And, you know, if you're a believer, he know your heart. And you just out here trying to be righteous, man. Like me, I want to see everybody win. You know, like you said, you know me for 20 years, man. Like,
same person I met, bro, from day one.
Like I just want everybody to win. And unfortunately, I tell people all the time, if it was up to me, you know, I want everybody to win. But God said it got to be winner and loser because losing is part of your testimony. It's going to build your character. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what it is, you know.
Imagine a person that's in a position where, you know, we all got free will to make decisions. But let's say a person made a decision, right? And this person made a decision to where they didn't eat for a week. Whatever the decision was, I don't know. But do you know when they get that next meal, that meal gonna taste different?
Oh, yeah.
You feel me? And my point is, what I'm saying is that person that eat every single day, all through the day, could take it for granted.
Right.
But that cat who starved for fasting, whatever it is, I'm praying that right now is Ramadan. People that's fasting, when they get that meal,
right,
they're gonna eat it, they're not gonna indulge. But that meal, I bet you that meal tastes different than when they can just freely eat anything they want at any time.
Right.
So they respect it more.
Right. And
you know what I mean?
And again, like Tupac always said, sometimes a little pain make your brain a little smarter. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, it's like me, like, you know, working concerts, right? And people be you ever see people crowd surfing in the videos and stuff? And like the first couple times you come over, I'm gonna catch you. And then then the person will go do it again, I'll catch you again. Then you go do it again. And I like, I'm not gonna be catching you all night. So look, next time you come over here, I let your head hit that steel or that barricade. Bam.
Now, do they let you know they're gonna do that? You talking about the artist, right?
Like not the fans. Sometimes the fans.
Oh, they be doing that thing like that. Okay, yeah.
So,
You talk.
yeah, because if they get hurt, sometimes they can sue the artist. So like I make sure they get okay, whatever. But sometimes you gotta let them taste that steel. Bam, that you hit that steel. Like, oh, I ain't doing that no more. Cause you gotta feel that pain. You know what I'm saying? Then people are like, okay, I don't want to do that.
Yo, that's life. That's just. If think about it, if we had everything that we asked for or everything went great for us, we probably wouldn't be the men that we are today because we didn't have no trials and tribulations. I don't want that life.
Straight up, listen, bro. And I think that's what the honest to God truth. What you just said, I think that now to me, that's why I think God took everyone away from me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like. In 2009, that's when they start renewing contracts and everything or whatever. So in my head, I'm getting this. I got this TV money. I've been getting this money from N1. I'm getting money from security. I'm getting this, and I forgot about God. That's honest to God truth. Like I honestly forgot about God. I got so wrapped up into putting my trust in man. I took my trust out of God. And start trusting the brands and these people and that, and they come and like, oh, we ain't doing no contract, and they're like, wait, Lord Jesus, help me. Like, oh yeah, and that was the biggest lesson I learned in life. So after that point, man, I'll give it all the glory to God, man. It's just straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the author, man. That's the ultimate author. What you got going on now, and how do you feel? How do you feel about? Before you answer what you got going on now, but how do you feel about the culture of street basketball, and do you think that a brand? And I'm not talking about no particular brand, but do you think that a brand could hold back a culture? Like, for example, let me break it down a little better. When I say culture, I'm talking about all the things that creates that culture. With hip hop, you have the graffiti, you got the b-boys, you got the b-girls, you got breakdancing, all the swag, the gear, the jewelry, the cars. That's that culture, right? Yeah. So with street basketball, I'm talking about, it's almost the same, and that's why I always commend Set Free on bridging the gap with the hip hop and the street basketball, right? But I don't think a brand, or do you think a brand could stop a culture? I don't think so.
And the funny is kind of weird in this aspect because it's almost like, let's say Cash Money. You got Cash Money who did it for a while. You got Death Row who did it for a while. You got Master P, No Limit been doing it forever. So it depends on how you look at it. But and one is synonymous with street basketball. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I don't think that it's supposed to be able to stop it. I don't think a brand should. I think it's got to be more of street ball awareness. Like we got to do a better job of that. Making them aware of like what the ground root was really about. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because my thing is like when people always ask me, they're like, "Well, what happened?" And I just think that you, Shane, Headache. I really didn't. Even though I love Have Amazing, I never really knew what his vision was. Behind the brand and all that stuff. But you guys had the greatest vision for the brand. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. If you guys had more control, then it would be what it's supposed to be. But like everybody else who came in, they all had alternative motives to get to the juice out now. We need the juice now. Come on, you start a company for whatever they started for in the garage and sell it for $256 million. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the next person, what kind of juice they gonna get out of it? You know,
Yeah, they don't give a damn about. They don't care about no culture. They going with that business plan and this and that.
That's all.
And they didn't have an idea as far as this. The way I break it down, what you said right now, what you just said. Let's take a shell, right? We got a car shell.
Mm-hmm.
When we didn't have no blueprint in that.
Right.
I'm talking about, the 5 guys that went on.
Yeah.
We got the shell. We put tires on it, the rims, the tinted windows, the music, everything. We got it laid out, right? So then when individuals start coming, I don't know if I think the brand embraced them and gave them that stamp to where now it's like, yo, you ain't even got to get in this car to come up. You could just stand by it.
Right.
We had to build it.
Right.
To where, like you said, they want the instant gratification where they like, yo, I should be driving it. No.
Right.
It takes steps.
Right.
We willing to show you how to build another car.
Right.
And then build another car.
Right.
And then build another car.
Right.
But what happened was, I don't know if you knew this, but the format wasn't for us to get stuck with 15, 20 guys. It was supposed to be a springboard, a stepping stone to go over to the overseas or the NBDL or whatever. But I was 26 years old when I got the opportunity and presented an idea, a marketing idea, and won. Guys was like 18, 19, 20 and got, how can I say it? They loved the lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this lifestyle gonna be here, and the lifestyle is even better. We could create your own lifestyle.
Right.
And I think that they was exposed. They was just exposed to something that was never done before.
Right.
On that level.
Right.
Come on, big baby. You was there. Like, come on, man. It's like, like you said, it's like, you think I'm gonna try to play overseas and all I gotta do is do 3 or 4 moves. I make the TV show. I'm on the mixtape. I'm good.
Right. They go to the club. They going to the club with us and everything. And
come on.
Women pulling on them and trying to give them the kidneys.
They got accustomed to that. You know why? And I don't blame them, but they didn't read our dialogue. They didn't understand our dialogue from volume 2, 3, and 4. Our dialogue was we trying to use this opportunity to get into the league.
Right.
Through street basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I also believe, man, that everything in life happens for a reason.
Right.
I believe that.
Right.
I believe it. And to look back and be like, damn, yeah, sometimes we look back and say, yo, wish we could have did things better.
Right.
But the Creator give us this knowledge that we retain. When we get it, it's for a reason, yo. Like, it's for a reason. And some things that, like you said, we got the freedom of free will, we make wrong decisions.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But at the end of the day, man, I learned. It was a learning experience for me. I was able to meet some good brothers, man, who I could call my brother. You,
yeah, absolutely.
Angry Man.
Right.
You know, just like we built a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Besides the culture that was already here, it just like the bond, and it all came from what I said earlier, that basketball. You know,
right?
That's crazy to me, bro.
That's definitely mind-boggling. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I really feel that, man, to be honest with you, that y'all can do whatever, you know, between you, Shane, you know, y'all can really do whatever y'all want to do, man. Like, really, y'all got the mind, y'all got the knowledge, and especially you guys humble, you know, y'all respect one another, and good leadership, man, y'all can do whatever y'all want, man. The sky's the limit. And I ain't just saying that, like, that's really, I believe in it. I support it. Whatever y'all do, I support it. And I definitely want to be a part of it.
That's why I wanted to get you on, because I've been interviewing people. Well, I don't call it an interview, just a conversation. And I was like, first of all, I just don't want to have a convo where it got to be an athlete, entertainer. It could be all different walks of life. But I was thought about it, I was like, yo, Big Baby, he ain't gonna put no cut on it.
Oh,
and
no.
I know through your lenses, you saw. First of all, you was in a position to where you had to, you was able to have fun, but your job was a little hard because you had to foresee hitting harm.
And it's the hitting harm and the corporate side. Like, even like, I remember them telling me, like, you know, I remember them, like, I think Sauce or somebody missed a Boost Mobile appearance. And I was like, shit, I'm leaving. You know how we do it, 7 minutes, you're not here, we out.
We out.
And, you know, you get there when you get there. And they was like, sauce missed appearance. I was like, okay, what you want me to do? And they were like, no, you can't just, you know, you got to do something to you because, you know, these sponsors paying all this money. I'm like, shit, they work for you. Like, what you want me to do? So it taught me quick, like, okay, you know, dealing with the corporate side, like even, shit, I told Headache, right here in the guy, I told Headache, because I know, I said, they gonna fire you, bro. I was telling him way before he got fired. Way before he got to Miami. Listen, bro, I told him. I said, bro, they gonna fire you. He's like, no, they not. I'm this, I'm that. Bro, listen to me. They gonna fire you. You need to, you know, lay low.
Tighten up.
You know, remember when he took them pieces and threw them on the bus?
That's me. I talked to Neil about. I said, yo, because I really didn't know what the heck Headache did. I knew it had something to do with pizza, and
it was really him looking out for y'all. Like really, what it was because you know every night they was putting pizza on our buses, but they was like mad because production they ordered the food, so they were having barbecue, they having you know all these different you know what they want to eat, but all the players was eating was pizza. So he got mad. He got on the bus. He said, "I noticed they didn't put pizza on the bus," and he took all our pizzas off the bus, went on their bus, went on the production bus, and threw the pizza on their bus.
Oh,
straight up.
Okay, I remember that because remember. All right, so look, okay, I remember that. Now look, this was the solution for that. Now you remember every arena we go to, we had the what they call them, the runners or whatever.
Yeah.
So I told him, I was like, look, yeah, I remember this so clear. So I told him, instead of y'all got these runners doing all this goofy stuff, just going to pick up the bus driver, we went and got menus. Me, Headache, Shane, and Hag would go to restaurants and get the menus. And God rest him, it worked for about maybe 2 cities. But remember, S would order too much stuff. It wasn't that he was ordering it. He just wasn't eating it. And then you had some guys that would order from Applebee's, Red Lobster, and something else. And the food was just going to waste. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So that kind of didn't work. But yeah, yo, that's crazy, yo.
Yep.
That's crazy. Because I told him, we can't be eating like this. But I didn't know a Headache was going to, because we talked about that. I didn't know that he was going to go that route with it.
Yeah.
Like, let's figure this out first, because you're right. I actually told Aaron, well, I don't know if you remember, it's like being on a bus, right? And they'd be like, oh boy, here go May. I'd be in the back of them, I said, yo, listen, I never wanted to get to the point where I feel like I'm a paid slave. You remember I used to say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I said, we done had McDonald's at every possible temperature. You feel me? Like, come on, man. Like, the other team is even better than us. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck is going on? But they used to hate when I said that. And it wasn't it is what I'm saying.
Right.
I never want to get to the position where I feel like I'm a paid slave.
Right. Nah, for real.
You feel me? It just is what it is. Like,
that's really
right now.
And you have to put it that way in order for them to grasp the concept. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in order for y'all to grasp where I'm coming from, you have to hear it like this. Especially from you, because you don't complain about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you out there playing hard, you doing whatever, you know, asking you, you know what I'm saying? So if May coming to you and telling you this, then, you know, you should be getting it done. Simple as that.
And everything I was coming with was coming from the players, but their mind was, we paying you more, you shouldn't say nothing. But I always tell them, but I'm a player.
Right.
I'm with those guys.
Right.
So I can't, like, bamboozle them because I'm getting extra, and I wasn't. Because this is my bros.
But that was that was definitely their game. You know what I'm saying? Because the divide and conquer. Like, we're trying to divide you from them, then we can conquer the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it worked. You know, it's just like, okay, we gonna pay you more, all right, but don't tell them nothing. Then we gonna do this for you, but it's really not nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, then y'all all sit down together instead of being like a union. You know what I'm saying? Just going in there like no, we gonna all sit down here together. You know what I'm saying? Me, Shane, Biz, you know, Headache, we the veterans. This is our tier. Okay, Now let's put, Helicopter, Baby Shaq, let's put them on another tier, however however it should be. You know what I'm saying? But it was never that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you know how them Indians felt after they after they brought Thanksgiving to the Pilgrims.
Word. But you know what I love though? You know what I loved about it when you sit back and look, regardless of what the players had going on off the court, and you notice like everybody had like this. I know it had to be easy for y'all to pinpoint who was where and who they with.
Right.
I had my crew.
Right.
Saucer had their crew.
Right.
Headache had his crew. Spider had his. So you knew it was going to be the me, Shane,
always you was Spider. You Biz, Shane. Sometimes I go between. It'd be me and Headache.
Prime.
Yep, me and Prime. It was me and Prime Objective and me and Headache. And it was just. That's how it was. And everybody, like you said, Saucer be in this room by himself playing video games. Got his
dribbling that damn ball, getting kicked out of hotels.
Right. Got his cousin with him. He always have like a damn chauffeur. He got somebody with him all the damn time. But it was man, listen.
The love about it was how you may look back and say, okay, that crew over there, that crew over there, that crew over there. When that ball tipped off,
come on.
We formed as one. That's what I loved about it, though.
Right.
We formed as one.
Absolutely. And the thing people don't understand is they always say, okay, this is another thing that I didn't like. And I think this was another thing that you guys had to deal with as far as people start listening to the outsiders. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to Rutgers, you go into Dykeman, and people, when this tour is over and you're going back home, these people are jealous of you, right? And they be like, oh, we don't do that trick shit. That trick shit. And it's like, you wish you was getting paid to do this trick shit, but it kind of went the other way. Like, it's like, oh no, we playing real basketball. It's like, first of all, y'all don't have to prove nothing to these people. But people didn't understand, like, your job is extra hard because not only you have to put on the show and y'all put on the best show in the world, but y'all had to win. the opposing team had to do
basketball knowledge came in.
You know what I'm saying? Like, opposing team didn't have to do nothing but show up and get buckets. They didn't have to put on no show.
And they was getting paid to do it.
Right.
But we had to win because, like, I think I probably lost about, in that whole time, I think we probably lost maybe 5 or 6 games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was, like I said, on the court with that unique team, have to tell me, man, I got this side. And if you look at it, we beat people with basic basketball.
Right, with fundamentals.
Kick it out, boom, boom, boom. By the time you look up, we up by 15. You're like, hold on. It happens so fast.
And
you know what I mean?
Thing, people don't understand, like, you guys have fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? It's almost, I tell people, they're like, well, shit, even Fest, he didn't have the natural ability that a lot of you guys possess. You know what I'm saying? But he never stopped working on his game. He had a biometric coach. He had a dribbling coach. He invested in himself. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You guys y'all had the fundamentals. Like I tell people all the time, if you ride a motorcycle, you can't just go outside and pop a wheelie. Yeah, if you need to do a certain amount of glass, you got to have to hit the clutch. You got to be able to hit the brake. You know what I'm saying? If you can do all that shit you want, but you ain't gonna pop a wheelie. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, so you let that clutch go too fast, you might pop a wheelie, but you ain't gonna be on the bike though, and you better learn how to fall.
That's all I'm saying. You gotta know the fundamentals of popping a wheelie in order to make that shit do it. And it's the same thing. In order to do a trick in basketball, you gotta know the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be comfortable with the fundamentals in order to do a trick. It's as simple as that. That's what a lot of people miss. And it's just like when everybody starts trying to prove that this is real basketball, and then we had, then the pharmacist came and saw him and Sauce going at it, and we seen Hulk Hogan get body slammed. It was kind of like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah. Because we were just balling. Our game just had entertaining to it. And then, like you said, you had people coming trying to prove this and that, but that's not what you do.
Right.
You got to do what you do.
Right, because trust me, if this is the most entertaining thing you go see. It's way more entertaining than the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I want to come watch. I remember when helicopter showed up, the first game he had 26 dunks. That's what I want to see.
Word up, going
To
crazy.
the end of the night, he had 26 dunks. And a lot of people don't know. We just put him on the team. He didn't even go through the contest. He was on the contest for 1 day. The next
Oh, yo. we got 15 seconds, big baby.
Okay.
Hey, yo, thank you, bro.
Oh, man, it's
I
an
love
honor.
you, man. I'm gonna be in touch with you, though.
All right, man, it's an honor and a pleasure, man. I love you guys and one for life, baby.
Love you too.
All right.
Salute.
Well,
Today's episode of Convo with Maine is sponsored by... Are you an owner-operator or a small to medium-sized trucking company? Well, Loads of Us is here for you. With our database of shippers and brokers, no matter what type of trailer you have, we can keep you moving. We can get you more money per mile and lower your deadhead. With our logistics team, we can take care of setup packages, invoicing, and all other paperwork pertaining to your loads. With our customer service team, we can stop the aggravation of 100 calls so you can concentrate on doing the load properly. Are you unloaded? With our team of agents working for you, not only will it make you look like a big trucking company, you will be able to get more done with less aggravation. Our model is, if you want to make money and stay on the road, let Loads or Us book your loads. Loads or Us, the load finder and dispatch service.
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell every Sunday. Same time, same place, different convo.
We go hard or go home, it's all out. You think you got some game, you getting called out. This a one-on-one, so clear the floor out. All eyes on you, it's time to ball out. Your palms sweating, your heart beating like double dribble. You gotta stay in the zone and drop a double triple. Triple-double, I cross over and flip the hustle. Don't step in my lane unless you got the muscle. I'm elbowing, shot blocking and board snatching. No blood, no foul, homie, you straight hacking. A lot of fake players came and went. Get your popcorn, it's time for the main event. Yo.